Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger and my friends. We have our latest Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls trailer and team reveal, and it is the Avengers. The Avengers, sort of like an indie underground team. You might not have heard of them. And we got the Avengers trailer, and it comprises of Captain America, Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, and the Black Panther, although slightly different Black Panther than you might be used to. And we're gonna break it down like you expect, although I just want to gloat a little bit. Can someone pick up the phone? Cause I called it. You can tell by the responses who actually reads the comics or not. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we got a lot of interesting gameplay to go through for Hulk and Black Panther. But first, let's rewind because there is the story bits to go through as well. So we have the promoter back. You may recall the promoter showing up from the last trailer. She is the herald of someone starting a big old fighting game tournament. And the challenge of the champion, what? So yeah, we're not pretending anymore. For almost as long as this game's been announced, we've been assuming that the boss of the game is the champion. A character in the Marvel universe who's really big on basically fighting in tournaments and stuff. So makes sense for fighting games, and now it's confirmation, yes, the champion is the boss. And frankly, an inspired choice, perfect to set up a whole fighting tournament. And we know from the older trailers, the stakes are, hey, the world is on the line, because if you don't win the tournament, your world is blowing up. So not much like lore-wise besides that, but still now it's nice to know, okay, no more guessing. The champion is definitely the big bad. That said, now let's dig into the gameplay of our new characters, because for Iron Man and Cap, like, it's kind of the same thing. Although this sequence here is pretty funny. Stupid Spider-Man getting hit. So let's talk Hulk. So Hulk looks so good, oh my god! Everyone knows I'm biased towards the big characters in fighting games anyways, and I'm sort of a big fan of the Hulk. I couldn't be happier, like the whole appeal, the whole attire going on here, going for like the barbarian chic with like bone armor. Love it, love it, love it. The fact he's like just so much like larger too than like the normal size characters, just great. So now gameplay wise, you'd expect Hulk to be able to bully his way through stuff. And yes, it is definitely very clear he has some manner of super armor. You can see here as he just goes through Captain America's shield, like it's basically a cheap annoyance. And then we got some big old airborne Hulk stomps, which apparently can cross up and launch. So seems pretty okay to me. And I got zero proof, but this don't feel like a special move. This feels like you hit down and heavy in the air, but I guess we'll see. And just the brutality of his moves here, like just picking up the ground and beating you over the head with it. I don't know if it's like part of his strings or if this is like a special, but it looks great with like the bone armor, the size difference between the characters. Like it just looks brutal. And that's what you want out of the Hulk. You're not here for like finesse and agility. You want Hulk smash. And they're definitely delivering on that. Keeping with the theme, I think we're going to see a lot of armor out of Hulk. We definitely need an armor character in the game, although Wolverine does have super armor as well. But we can see here Hulk doing something here, charging up. What it buffs, who knows for sure, but maybe this shoulder charge as you can see here going through Doom's projectile, just like with Captain America. But with the glow, you got to assume, you know, more hits of armor, maybe hyper armor, like infinite hits of armor, who knows. But he's definitely going through your BS, and there's not much you can do about it. And this is small, but Hulk can run. He can run. So he's not going to be slow. Like, he might not have air dashes or whatever, but if he can run, this dude can move. So that's going to be extra scary. And again, Hulk stuff just looks savage, if you will. Savage Hulk, huh? I don't know. We'll workshop that one. But just stuff looks like it hurts. Like these big claps. Hulk famous for the big, gamma claps. And he definitely has those in spades. Also, because, it was such a big deal. Puny God. He's got to be slapping you around like a ragdoll, because that's just how Hulk works at his best. Because you're not as strong as Hulk. So you don't got to worry about the Hulk power fantasy. Looks like it's in very good hands. Also in very good hands, the Black Panther, but maybe not the one you're thinking about, because there is more than one Black Panther. So this is Shuri. So again, they're going for some non-standard choices. They're not going for T'Challa, the usual Black Panther pick, right? Which I think is cool. And also, they did the thing I was wondering, like, how do you get around the fact that Black Panther, like, thematically is very similar to Wolverine with a lot of claw attacks, right? Well, she's super nimble and fights with a spear, along with the claws as well, naturally, but fights with a spear, so it's not just going to be like similar to Wolverine, which I think is really cool. And with the Black Panther comes our latest stage, Wakanda, and it looks beautiful. So we mentioned the spear, right? She is putting the spear to good use. This isn't not just, clawing people nonstop. In fact, it looks like the spear is the primary way to fight, which I think is good. Once again, to differentiate herself from Wolverine. Thrust, stabs, using it as like a pole to propel herself, but other toys as well. Because you see here, against Storm, using like a fan of knives as a downward angled projectile and then dashing her way in. In fact, might be a mechanic because she's going in like canceling the knife throw. So cancel whatever attack into the dash, perhaps. From here, we go into a Hulk assist, and fans of Marvel vs. Capcom, y'all will probably be pretty familiar with this move. Also, we got the knives, we got the spear. It looks like Shuri's packing an arsenal here. Like, say we really zoom in here. You can clearly see she has the Bast Blaster, like just some sort of like laser projectile. That's pretty cool, actually. Also here, more shenanigans, airborne, more knife tosses, the dash that we saw earlier, and then perhaps a quick super. I noticed that there's not the animation they have when they do supers anymore. Notice that with Hulk as well. So maybe that's a change of the game flow, that the quicker, smaller supers don't get that animation anymore. And then from here, the spear seems to get pretty big range. And also this. So we have multiple spear tosses on top of the knife tosses. So between this, she might be able to control a lot of angles of the screen. Maybe not necessarily hard zoner or nothing, right? But like, looks like she can cover a lot of angles. So we had the upward spear toss, a diagonal downward spear toss in the air. Also here on the ground, we have a straightforward spear toss. And again, as mentioned before, she can follow that up with like a command dash. So she seemingly is able to toss projectiles at you and immediately follow those up. So then we combo out, we go into the Hulk Rock Rekka, if you want to call it that. And then we go to Hulk's big super. And yo, this is like a gamma nuclear bomb going off. In fact, it's called Gamma Bomb, right? Because he hits the ground and World Breaker Hulk just does this thing, I guess. That looks so good. Like, I don't gotta sell you guys or anything, but Arc System Works is really good at what they do. So officially, our team name is the Fighting Avengers. So Cap, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Hulk. And here you can see the whole like auto combo going into the assemble attack. As you do. Looks really good. In fact, I do like here the shot with Iron Man because he's working with the Hulkbuster suit. So like they're tandem doing big beams together, and that actually looks kind of sick, actually, into like a big final flash. Battle Cat with the Black Panther, Masters of the Universe crossover coming up, I guess. So high tech, super stylish, and then Hulk just whips a friggin' rock at you, right? But sometimes Rock just wins. We all know in rock, paper, scissors, Rock is the strongest, and Hulk's a big proponent and believer in that, it turns out. And then we got the end screen, and the end screen is now known. It definitely gives hints as to what might be coming next. And as for that, well, there's a Doom mask in the corner being drawn, right? So there's only two teams left. One of them would be Doom. There's a Doom mask, so yeah, it's probably Doom. Makes sense. And then, wait, what was that? I sure hope there isn't any hints in this little screen flash. Well, we got you covered. So this is the shot, and there's a couple things here. Whoever pulled this little trick does not like Peter Parker, it turns out, just scratching his face right out. Now, it could be a lot of people, Green Goblin, Venom. There's one hint pointing at someone in particular, though. In the corner, 361 is written over and over and over again. 361 does have a specific meaning. Carnage makes his first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man 361. And let me tell you, Cletus Cassidy ain't no fan of Peter Parker. So when it comes to like scratching the face out, yeah. And we've long since assumed Doom would be the villain's team, right? Well, Carnage is definitely a villain. Now, it's certainly no guarantee, but again, they're going for weirder choices, right? Carnage is a good weirder choice, especially because think about the Arc System Works art style. How good would Carnage look done by Arc System Works? Like all the tendrils, like turning his hands into weapons, all the kind of stuff Carnage does, they would make it look like $1 million. Like Carnage is gross and weird, and maybe only Arc System Works could really do him justice. And hey, fighting game stuff, right? You know, Maximum Spider, the famous Spider-Man super in so many games. What about Maximum Spider? How about Maximum Carnage? You picking up what I'm putting down? For the kids, Maximum Carnage was one of the most famous story arcs of the 90s. It was a 14-part miniseries. And also led to, like, admittedly not a great game. But the cartridge was red, which was unique, so that was cool, I guess. So yeah, 361. Take it or leave it, as who knows, but it definitely has a profound meaning in comics because that's where Carnage shows up. And just to wrap up, as I'm editing this, they put out a PlayStation blog and just 2 more details. So Hulk has a gamma gauge. When it maxes out, Hulk enters gamma rage, which I'm assuming is this thing maybe, and then he just gets a whole lot scarier. And turns out I was right about Black Panther being able to cancel her moves into dashes. Just that's also a gauge, so she can't do it all the time. Also, the game will be playable at Combo Breaker. They'll have a demo, and that demo will be updated to have the newest stage Wakanda and Black Panther, though sadly they didn't mention Hulk. I will be at Combo Breaker this year, so I will try my god dangdest to get some Black Panther footage for y'all. I think she actually looks super sick. Like, obviously, to me, Hulk's the star of the trailer, but Black Panther looks really good, too, so I'm actually really excited for her. So, cool stuff. If you remember some older videos, the whole Fantastic Avengers thing, who knows what that was about? It had its own logo. Maybe certain teams get custom logos, or maybe that's... I don't know, but it turns out this version of the Avengers ain't that. But then again, there is a million Avengers, so who knows in the end? Maybe it's a DLC team logo that leaked too early. I don't know. We didn't imagine it. It was definitely there, so I guess it's a mystery for another day. But that said, my friends, that is the trailer breakdown. Hulk and Black Panther both look super rad. And looks like we got 2 more of these to go. Next one being Doom. If Carnage is in the game, I'm down. I never even thought Carnage would be possible, but if he is, hey, cool. Like, I'd love to see how Arc System Works animates him. But that all said, that's the info for the time being till we get the next trailer. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games.